Dave here with Limitless Brave. Today we're going to be talking about how most men live completely disconnected from a power source that they actually have access to. However, they've never been taught how to actually use this power source to their advantage. What is this power source? It's embodiment. And you might be saying to yourself, what the hell is embodiment? Well, if you watch a pro athlete move, when their body's in motion, it looks like a well-orchestrated, well-oiled machine moving through time and space. You might see a lead singer of your favorite band emoting so much emotion from his body that it affects you when you're listening to the music or at the concert. And then think of the great actors that you see on the big screen. They're not good because they're disembodied. They're good because they're embodied. Their body, as well as their words, are telling a story that captivates a lot of people. See, when you're truly embodied, you're aware of every part of your body. You're not disconnected from it. You're not living up here in your head. It's moving in sequence, in flow, like a well-oiled machine, a beautiful orchestra in motion. And a lot of guys, if you watch them, they'll lead from their head energetically. The head is what's driving everything. And the body is just almost like it's being drug along behind and is an afterthought. It's not coordinated. It doesn't look like it's moving smoothly. It's very clunky as it moves through time and space. When it comes to embodiment in athletics, if you're not embodied and you're trying to perform a sport from your head, it's not going to work. The best athletes in the world understand that this finger is doing something different than this toe, all at the same time while the body's in motion, and they're aware of every little nuance of how their body is moving through time and space. When to contract the muscle, when not to, when to speed up just a hair, when to slow down just a little bit more. You might say, great, Dave, I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just a guy that goes to work. I get it. See, embodiment is kind of the billboard that precedes you when you're talking to a beautiful woman, when you're talking to your manager at work, when you're leading your sales team, when you're in the board meeting. Embodiment makes other people feel good when it's done right. People trust you more. People want to be around you more. People want to like you. Because when a man's embodied, it feels good to other people. They want to be around that. Imagine the last time you were talking to some guy and all he was doing was talking up here from his head, extremely analytical, no association to their body, and the thing's just kind of like flopping around, and I use that term loosely, but flopping around, it's just not coordinated when it moves. You don't trust that guy as much as you trust the guy who moves smoothly. It looks like his body's working in unison, not fighting itself. He feels calm inside. He feels centered. He feels very grounded. You can be grounded and actually not embodied. A lot of guys feel that groundedness is embodiment. They're actually completely different. Groundedness is taking the physical tension, the physical pressure, the emotional tension, the emotional pressure, and running that through your body into the ground without negative reaction to what's coming at you. Embodiment is awareness of this machine that we live in and walk around in every single day. We know that our knee might creak when we move it this way. Our toe might hurt when we walk that way. Have you ever walked backwards and felt like you couldn't tell what's behind you because you had no feeling, no intuition in your back? Well, that's because you're not embodied enough to sense what's behind you. And if you watch all of our special operations guys when they're doing CQB or on missions, these guys are so embodied. They're so aware of every single thing that's under their foot. They're so aware of what their body's doing in time and space because they have to be. Their life depends on it. So if you're tired of hearing you're not grounded, You're not very present with me. I don't feel you. I can't connect with you. It's a lot to do with your embodiment, guys. See, an embodied man builds trust very quickly. People, like I said, want to be around him. They want to do business with him. Women want to date him. Friends want to hang out with him because he feels good to be around. Now, whether you believe it or not, but it has been proven with quantum physics, we emit an energy field and it affects other people. It's a vibe, right? It's the vibe that everybody talks about. Oh, that guy had a weird vibe, or that girl had a good vibe, or that guy had a good vibe and that girl had a bad vibe. That vibe that you're feeling is an energetic connection to that other person. And we're all emitting an energetic signature to everyone that we interact with. And if our signature doesn't feel solid and good to other people, well, they don't want to be around us. When it comes to women, it's one of the first things that a woman notices about you. How embodied is this guy? It's not registering consciously to her. It's a subconscious thing that registers when you're walking up to her, when you're around her, when you're hanging out with her. It's going to make her feel good or not good. And that's going to be the difference between her putting up a wall and not putting up a wall, giving you a bunch of shit tests and not giving you a bunch of shit tests. Women are very energetically sensitive to a man's grounding, his presence, and his embodiment. So if you want to make your dating life easier, embodiment is the way to go. Grounding is the way to go. Presence is the way to go. And the only way you can do that is if you work with somebody that knows how to train you to do that. What's right and what's wrong. You can almost see the cracks in a man who's been trained or has practiced embodiment from a feminized coach. You can see the cracks in his masculinity. You can see where his body is weak and not talking the way it should. Meaning its flow state is clunky, it's discombobulated, it's not working the way it should, or it has no masculine edge to it. See, when we combine the mind and the body with good embodiment, our entire body talks to us now, not just what we're seeing and hearing with those senses. This whole machine is almost like a receiver of information. And you may not even see somebody approaching you from the side, but because you're embodied, you feel something over here and it alerts your attention to that potential threat. When it comes to athletics, embodiment allows an athlete to get better faster. I was just in Austin, Texas, working with some pro level jiu-jitsu guys, helping them with their embodiment, with their grounding while they were in motion rolling. Embodiment is complete awareness of your bones, your muscles, your skin, your appendages moving through time and space. You're aware of it at all times. It doesn't matter what you're doing. And that level of embodiment requires a tremendous amount of training, but that's only if you want to get to be a high-level athlete of some kind. We can take the principles of embodiment from athletes, from singers, from actors, and we can give them to the everyday Joe and change his life forever. See, so many men are missing opportunities simply because their body isn't aware enough to feed them the information that they need to take advantage of the opportunity. Two of the biggest places I see embodiment affect men is in their dating life and climbing that corporate ladder, or they're running their business. Guys that are in their head, women don't want to be around. Guys that are in their head have a hard time with emotional intelligence skills when it comes to climbing the corporate ladder. Guys that are in their head can't make good salesmen. It's really difficult because they can't feel any emotional inflection from the customer in front of them. And when we're not embodied, it's really hard for men to emote, compounding the fact that we're already told that we're weak if we emote. That's the story in our mind. See, when you're embodied, you're going to have much better emotional capacity. You're not going to react as much to your emotions. You're not going to get overwhelmed with your emotions. You're going to be a much better decision maker because this instrument now is picking up much more information for you to make a much better intuitive decision. Now, there's camps when it comes to intuition that say intuition is misleading and intuition is the only thing you should listen to. Well, intuition is the only thing you should listen to if it's been proving that it's guiding you in the right direction. If you're listening to intuition and it's guiding you in the wrong direction, well, most likely you're not embodied enough to listen to all the little tells that it's giving you. And when it comes to intimacy and sex with your partner, well, all of that is going to deepen. It's going to get more passionate, more exciting, hotter, better sex. And I don't know a dude on the planet that doesn't want that. So another reason for embodiment is helping your intimacy and your sex life. So many men have extremely tight hips and don't know how to move them and don't know how to get them loosened up for better sex with the wife or the girlfriend. So you might be saying, okay, great. How do I learn this embodiment that you're talking about? Well, you can come work with me. I've got a lot of different practices to help you become much more embodied and live a life that you've never thought you're able to live. A lot of guys, when they're embodied, start realizing how much power they really have and how it actually affects the person in front of them. You can also take things like Qigong, Tai Chi, yoga. That will also help with your embodiment. Get involved in sports that have complex movements. That will help you become much more embodied as well. If you're saying, I'm not quite ready to take a yoga class or come to a workshop with you, okay, that's fine. Well, then join my Limitless Brave private reserve. And in that community, I have grounding practices and some embodiment practices, a couple video series that you can purchase for 37 bucks, guys. And that right there is the fundamentals of what I teach a lot of guys in the workshops. So once you get that dialed in, then you can come to a workshop and we can take it to the next level. And they're very simple exercises. Every guy can do it, and you really don't need any specialized equipment. You might need an exercise ball, that's about it. But the guys that do that little program and they practice it consistently, their lives start to change. And I can always tell who's come into a workshop that's been practicing that and who hasn't, because there's a stark difference in your energetic signature when it comes to embodiment. And because I've been teaching this stuff for so long, I can see it as soon as somebody walks in the door. If you're looking for an online community of like-minded men who are working on themselves, who want to be better at dating, better at business, better at climbing that corporate ladder, having a better lifestyle, well then check out the Limitless Brave private reserve community. Not only do you get access to me and all the other awesome guys in there, there's a forum that you can ask all your questions in, as well as the video series I was just talking about on grounding and embodiment. It's a great place to start if you don't know anything about it. It's super simple and guys love it. So if you want to learn about embodiment, come check out the work I do. I have some embodiment workshops coming up here soon. You can check out all my other workshops below in the description, as well as the link to the Limitless Brave private reserve online community. And I'll see you guys in the next video.